Good morning, Internet. My name is MilkDucks, and this is Quack Attack number 3, where we learn to be better players. Today, we're going to be watching a game of Domination on Arkaden, which is pretty quickly becoming one of my favorite maps, if for no other reason than because I love this gun. If you're not familiar with this weapon, it's the PP90M1 submachine gun, and it is the closest thing I have found to, like, actually cheating in Modern Warfare 3, and this gun is amazing. I'm using it with sleight of hand and a red dot in this clip, which I like quite a bit. You know, it's a great weapon, but because it fires so quickly, you have to reload pretty often, and I find that it's actually kind of sluggish in that department. I've also experimented with using scavenger and extended mags. The idea being that, well, because you've got extended mags, you don't have to reload quite as often. You don't necessarily have to do it in the middle of a gunfight. You know, you can wait until you've got a moment. And Scavenger is going to keep you going indefinitely, so that's a pretty neat setup. I mean, this gun, with extended mags, it might as well be belt-fed. Its capacity is so high that the ammo count actually has to double up onto another level in your heads-up display. And that is so good and so effective when you're up against like 2 or 3 guys at once. My personal preference, I guess, is for sleight of hand than a red dot, though. I just feel like it's a little bit more versatile, and to be totally honest, the iron sights on the PP90 don't thrill me. I suppose I could use the 2 attachments proficiency to pick up extended mags and a red dot. It kind of seems like a waste, though. I'm perfectly happy with this weapon's performance without the need to turn it into a belt-fed light machine gun. And besides, this is one of the weapons that really benefits the most from the range proficiency, so I'd really hate to lose that. It extends the weapon's 3-shot kill distance pretty considerably, which you want. Because once you hit the drop-off point, it actually drops down to a 6-shot kill, which it is not ideal. So I find that with range, though, I mean, this thing handles like an assault rifle with quick draw and steady aim built in. It's pretty much the nastiest thing in Modern Warfare 3. But my opinion on the attachments and perks that best complement the weapon, really aren't set in stone. I mean, as you can see in this video, I'm already out of ammo. I had to pick up somebody else's weapon. So again, Scavenger, the extended mags, pretty good setup. You really shouldn't count it out. Another good one would be to run Specialist and just pick up Scavenger a couple of kills in. That's really not a bad idea at all. I'm running Support in this setup because, oh God, how do I put that? The spawns in this game suck. At first, I thought it was the level design. I really thought it was the level design. I was convinced that the fact that this game felt so chaotic and so gritty was because the maps sucked. They were designed with a million backdoors and flanks, and I just couldn't figure them out. The reality of it, though, which we understand now that we've got a few weeks of gameplay under our belts, is that the spawns in this game are the worst in this series just across the board. I mean, what I mean by that is, people spawn in too close to way too close to the action. And that's shitty on both sides of the coin. I mean, first of all, people tend to die in streaks in this game because they'll plop you down like right in the middle of a war zone. So you come in and you think, okay, I just got to be careful. I just got to get back to, well, boom, I'm dead. I mean, I've died so many times within about 2 to 3 seconds of spawning that I've just completely lost count. And the only thing more frustrating than that is dying and losing your streak to someone who literally spawned in just looking at your ass. I am so sick of watching kill cams where, like, for the first few seconds, all you see is a guy laying dead on the ground. And then he spawns in, turns a corner, and shoots you right in the back. I mean, whose idea was that? I mean, look, I really don't pretend to know what it takes to build an effective spawning system. I have no idea. But this is ridiculous. It's obviously ridiculous. Anyway, I mean, that's basically the reason I'm running Support. I mean, I'm done running Assault until they fix the spawns, because it is way too frustrating. And I like Support. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really do like it. I just hate that I'm, like, forced to use it because the game thinks it's hilarious to spawn people in with their barrels shoved up my rectum. And the other thing about Assault, and this really does have to do with level design, the other thing about Assault is that, except on a handful of maps, your streaks can't even do anything. I mean, look at maps like Underground or, what's a good other one? Downturn. I would say that a good 75% of those maps, and that's being pretty conservative, 75% of those maps at least are either underground or inside a building where your streaks can't even do damage. Even maps that are mostly outside with only a few covered areas, like Resistance, that's a good one. Even maps like that, the buildings are just too big. Have you ever been up in a Reaper on Resistance? good luck, man. I mean, the buildings are so high, you can't even get a good angle on anything. You ever wonder why everyone votes for maps like Village and Interchange all the time? Because there's this wide open sky with not a whole lot of stuff to block your shots. And those maps aren't perfect either. Like, for example, what would make Interchange a much better map? If they had some more shit to hide behind. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm dead serious. If they had just a little bit more garbage to, like, lay prone behind, or some more twisted up, like, gnarled junk to hide behind and head glitch from. Oh man, I mean, that would be like top 3 best maps ever. But I mean, even on those maps where your streaks have an opportunity to get kills, they probably won't. I mean, they won't even fire at anybody running blind eye. Or you might go up in a Reaper or an AC-130, but you can't see any red squares to fire at. I mean, you should still fire, but your best bet is to just do it randomly and indiscriminately. Just rain hell down on the whole map, because you don't really have any other choice. You can't see them. What else can you do? I mean, and even if you can see them, and even if you can hit them, it still doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a kill. I mean, I've hit a guy with a Reaper, like, I basically put that missile down the back of his pants, and I got a hit marker. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do, man. That's why I run support now. But yeah, I mean, I love bitching about video games, right? I mean, who doesn't? I think this game, in particular, really brings out the rage in people. I mean, I have never seen a game do what this game does to people. I have a couple of friends that I play with who have said to me, man, I gotta take a break. I can't play this game for like a week. I have to come back to it. It's making me too angry. I mean, these are grown men saying this. The game makes them so mad that they have to take a break. So I mean, if it's so frustrating, why play it at all, right? I mean, well, to be honest, sometimes the game's amazing. Sometimes it's like you discover this morsel, like this pocket of pure joy where you shoot people and they actually die, where you're not dying all the time to this Oswald magic bullet shit around corners, where people aren't spawning in right behind you over and over. And when you hit that point and you're not experiencing that garbage all the time, and this game is amazing. It can be a lot of fun. It's just so hard to get to that point. It's very much the same thing that happened in Modern Warfare 2. There were these persistent game-breaking issues that got in the way of what would have otherwise been a pretty great game. And that's what's going on here. I mean, if these issues can be fixed, Modern Warfare 3 will be a fantastic game. But if they don't, I mean, I don't know how much more abuse the community can take at this point. I mean, everyone I talk to about the game says exactly the same thing. The conversation is always like, so man, I mean, are you liking Modern Warfare 3? Yeah. I mean, it has its ups and downs. Yeah, yeah, man, I know what you mean. My KD in Black Ops is like 2.4, but in Modern Warfare 3, it's like 1.5. yeah, man, me too. And mine's even worse. And people just keep spawning behind me. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone has exactly the same experience. Everyone wants to really like Modern Warfare 3, but it just keeps pushing people away. It's such a hard game to love. I mean, it's like an abusive boyfriend, right? And we keep making excuses for his behavior. Like, we keep saying, well, I knew I shouldn't have pissed him off, right? But we keep going back to him thinking, well, maybe he's changed, and then he breaks your jaw. But I'm going to keep with it, because overall, I mean, I really do like the game. And with every day, with every week that passes, I get a little bit better. I'm slowly learning and adapting and feeling, more comfortable. And I haven't totally hit my stride yet, but I can feel it starting to happen. So keep it with me. I'm going to keep making these videos, and I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent in putting them out. Like I said in the last video, I've been really sick lately. I really have been really sick, and I haven't been able to speak, and that kind of threw a wrench in the whole production. But my next video will be out soon. It's my first player profile game, and I'll be doing some commentary over some footage that a buddy of mine, Cyrus Pernod, submitted, and I'm really looking forward to that. There are actually a few people in line for player profiles at this point, and what I'm going to do is kind of do a staggered release between those and my regular stuff. So, stay with me, and we'll see how that turns out. Thank you so much again for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe, favorite, blah, blah, blah. My name is Milk Ducks, and until next time, quack, quack.